I lied to everyone for almost 15 years. My parents, my friends, my relatives, even the people who told me, "You can tell me anything." And the strange part is, most of the time I didn't actually lie with words. I lied with silence. Silence when people asked if I liked a boy at school. Silence when my relatives joked about my future husband. Silence when my friends talked about their crushes. Because the truth was something I believed could destroy everything. For years, I hid one simple fact. I was falling in love with girls. I convinced myself that if I buried it deeply enough, ignored it long enough, and acted normal long enough, maybe it would disappear. But secrets don't disappear. They grow. They become heavier. And one night, sitting at a family dinner table, I realized something terrifying. If I stayed silent any longer, I might lose the person I truly was. And the moment when I finally said the truth out loud changed my life in a way I never expected. In this video, I want to tell you the full story. Not just the moment I came out, but everything that happened before it. How I first realized something about me was different. How fear slowly became a part of my daily life. How I built an entire version of myself that wasn't real. You'll hear about the girl who accidentally helped me accept myself, the secret relationship I hid for years, and the moment someone asked me a question I could no longer run from. If you watch until the end, you might understand something important. Sometimes the scariest truth is also the most freeing one. I grew up in a small town where people knew everything about everyone. The type of place where neighbors remember what you looked like as a child, where people know your parents, and sometimes even your grandparents. In places like that, life follows a very clear script. Girl meets boy, they start dating, they get married, they have children. Nobody really questions that story. And because nobody questioned it, I never imagined there could be another one. As a kid, I was quiet. Not shy exactly, just observant. I liked drawing, listening to music for hours, and watching people. Sometimes I felt like I understood other people better than they understood me, but there was one thing about myself that I didn't understand at all. When I was around 14, my friends started talking about boys constantly. Every lunch break became a conversation about crushes. Did you see how he looked at me? I think he likes you. Who do you like? And whenever someone asked me that question, I would freeze, because I didn't know what to say. Not because I had too many options, but because I had none. So I started inventing answers. Maybe Alex. Maybe Daniel. Anything that sounded believable. But the truth was simple. I didn't feel anything. Then one day, everything changed. I was 16, and a new girl transferred to our school. Her name was Maya. I remember the moment she walked into the classroom, like it happened yesterday. She looked slightly nervous, but she smiled politely at everyone, and when our eyes met for a second, something strange happened inside me. My heart started racing, my chest tightened, and suddenly I couldn't focus on anything else. At the time, I didn't understand what that feeling meant, but I knew one thing immediately: scared me. Over the next few weeks, Maya and I started talking more. Homework, teachers, music, normal things. But slowly, those conversations became longer. We started walking home together, sometimes sitting on a bench after school, and every time she laughed, I felt warmth spreading through my chest. One afternoon, we were sitting near the school. The sun was setting. Everything looked golden. She leaned closer to show me something on her phone. Our shoulders touched, and my entire body reacted like electricity had passed through it. That moment stayed in my mind for weeks, because that night, lying in bed, I asked myself a question I had never allowed before. What if I don't like boys? What if I like girls? The thought felt like opening a locked door, and the moment it opened, fear rushed in. Because where I grew up, that word, lesbian, was rarely said kindly. Sometimes people joked about it. Sometimes they whispered. Sometimes they judged. So I made a decision. No one could ever know. For the next few years, I became very good at pretending. I learned how to talk about boys. I studied how other girls behaved. I even forced myself to go on dates. But those dates felt strange, like I was acting in someone else's life. The boys were kind. Some were funny, but every time they tried to kiss me, I felt nothing. Then college changed everything. New city, new people, new life. And that's where I met Lena, the girl who changed everything. Lena and I worked together in a small coffee shop. She laughed easily, talked openly, and somehow made everyone feel comfortable. At first, we were just coworkers, but one night after closing the cafe, we sat outside talking for hours. About childhood, about fears, about dreams. And then she said something quietly. "I think I might like girls." In that moment, the air left my lungs, because someone had just spoken the sentence I had been hiding for years. If you've ever had a moment where someone says the exact thing you've been afraid to admit, write in the comments. I'd really like to know. And if you enjoy honest stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps more people hear stories like this. A few weeks later, Lena and I went for a walk by the river. At one point, she stopped walking, looked at me, and asked quietly, "Do you like girls too?" I could have lied again. I had done it hundreds of times. But something about that moment felt different. So I whispered the truth. Yes. And that was the first time I had ever said it out loud. Soon after that, we started dating. Those months were some of the happiest moments of my life. Late-night conversations, cooking together, walking through quiet streets. But there was always one shadow over us. Almost nobody knew. And then one night, Lena asked me something. "Are you ever going to tell them about us?" I didn't answer. Not because I didn't love her, but because fear was still stronger than courage. Then one evening during a family dinner, everything changed. Someone made a joke about LGBTQ people. Everyone laughed. Everyone except me. And in that moment, I realized something painful. They weren't laughing at strangers. They were laughing at people like me. My heart started racing. My hands were shaking. But suddenly, I knew something. If I stayed silent now, I might stay silent forever. So before fear could stop me, I said it. I'm gay. The room became completely quiet. No one moved. No one spoke. Then my mom slowly looked at me and asked softly, "Is there someone you love?" I nodded. Yes. And in that moment, I realized something important. The scariest moment of telling the truth is the moment before you say it. After that, everything begins to change. But the most surprising part didn't happen that night. It happened the next morning. I woke up and saw a message from my younger sister. Just one sentence. I knew. I was just waiting until you were ready. And for the first time in 15 years, I finally felt free.